This is Courage Barbell. I'm your host, Chad Ikes. I'm here to bring you the straight truth, the real shit with no BS. Today we're going to talk about something a little different. I'm going to tell you about an experience I dealt with today and try to drive the point home of why rooting and bracing are so important, why movement patterns are so important. I train a lot of different people. I train athletes, I train power lifters, I train strongman. I'll train an 80-year-old lady right now as long as she has a goal. Even if that goal is just quality of life, to move better. Awesome, I can help her out and I'll have a blast doing it. I just need to have a goal there. So with all of my clients throughout the whole board, we talk about bracing and rooting and movement patterns. And I explain to them how these things, we're going to work on these things in the gym and they will transfer into real life. Especially with my football players and stuff. Guys start hitting people harder. Not necessarily because I made them stronger, I'm teaching them how to move. Like in a matter of months, I can teach them to hit people harder just by teaching them how to brace and root and move, how to get them to start using their bodies correctly. So, if you follow my Instagram, just Chad Ikes, please go follow it, like it, share it, all that stuff. If you've been following that, I've kind of been dealing with some low back issues. I think mostly because I'm probably overtraining a little bit in the gym and then all the stress my back gets at work. But last night I went to bed feeling fine, or the night before last. I went to bed feeling fine, rolled over at one point, and I'm like, oh man, okay, there's a little twinge. And then a couple hours, or probably 15 or 20 minutes later, I roll over, oh, okay, that's sore, man. And I thought, well, I may need to get up early and do some stretching before I go to work. Well, when I get up, I'm like, oh, I don't feel bad. And as soon as I stand up, oh shoot, I couldn't even sit down. Like I couldn't get in a position where my back wouldn't just cramp up. So I ended up staying home, moved some jobs back. Actually, my partner went and finished some stuff up that he could do by himself. And so I stretched throughout the day. I still came out and trained my clients, iced it, did as much recovery stuff as I could, went to bed, got up this morning, and I'm like, okay, I'm fine. I can go to work. But I mean, it was stiff. It was stiff and it was bad. But you know, I could at least sit on the toilet and take my morning poo and even wipe, which was a positive thing. But my back was still really sore and I had to be very careful about how I moved it. But I get up in the morning and I have a couple different toolboxes I take with me. I know that one of them is at least a couple 100 pounds. I got a couple grinders in there, cup wheels, stones, tools, all kinds of stuff. Even with my back hurting and sore, I was able to put that in the back of my truck easy because I went, hey, right now I need to slow down a little bit and not just throw this in there. I need to lift it correctly. And with a good brace, even with my back sore as hell and not feeling as stable as it probably should, if I was able to brace, squeeze, root my feet, pop it up, put it in the truck, no problem. I went and had to demo a kitchen today. Every time we lifted something heavy, I just slowed down, really made sure of my positioning. You know, using my lats, getting my brace, pinning everything down, rib cage over the pelvic floor, rooting my feet, and I'm still able to lift heavy stuff without doing any more damage to my back. Even at the end of the day, my back's a little tired now, but it doesn't feel any worse than it did this morning, and I'm betting tomorrow I'm going to wake up with even more improvement. That's how important this kind of stuff is. And if you learn how to do it correctly from the right people, not just listening to some Instagram wannabe person, but learn it from the right people and really spend the time to get it right. Even if that takes saving a little money and going to a seminar, 1 or 2 training sessions. There's a lot of good guys out there now that you could probably go, hey, I need to work on my rooting and bracing. Can I get 1 session just to go over that stuff and make sure I'm really doing it right? That stuff is so important because as a strength athlete or any lifter, the biggest setback you're ever going to have is injuries. It can set you back months, if not like half a year, who knows, depending on what you mess up. I've seen guys go down with major weights that almost ends their careers. Now, maybe the more flexible you are, the better chance you have of walking away from that. But, you know, the point is keeping away from injuries, learning to move your body right. And even though you may not do that all the time, having the ability to do that. And we all know shit's going to happen. I still have no idea what went on the other night to tweak my back. Sometimes shit just happens. But the better we are, the better our movement patterns are, the better we are at bracing and rooting, and the more we work on our stabilizers, the more flexible we are, the less these things are going to happen. And when they do happen, the better we're going to be getting through it. I mean, I know a lot of people whose backs would have been in my shape, they would have taken a week off. I'm like, no, I can still work, I can still move. Like, laying in bed is not going to be the best option for me to get better. And luckily I know all these things, so I can go out and still work and just go, hey, tell my partner, I go, hey, my back's kind of tweaked up, so I'm gonna have to slow down a little bit, you know, and he's like, cool, whatever, you know, do what you gotta do. So that's, I just wanted to tell this little story to try to reiterate, listen, man, this stuff's important. Like, people get so wrapped up and I gotta lift heavy, I gotta pound the weight, I gotta train so hard. Like, no, slow the fuck down. The gym is for training, it's for learning, it's for practicing. You gotta go crazy, you go crazy at the competition. By that time, you should have everything so ingrained in your system, you don't have to think about everything. But it's training, you're training. So you need to train your brace, you need to train your root, you need to train your muscles, you need to train your movement, you need to train your technique. Like, this stuff is seriously, seriously important. God, it's so frustrating going to a gym and seeing all these things these people do wrong, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm bracing. No, you're not. You're not bracing. Like, you're missing 80% of what bracing is. You know? And I know the videos are out there. I put them out there. I want to do another video I want to do a new one on rooting and bracing, because just every time I do a video, it seems like I can make it a little better, and then get people to start, hopefully, pay more attention. Like, I repeat stuff a lot because I want it to sink in their thick skulls what they need to do. Like, there's a lot of people out there that are going to BS you, but I'm not one of them. I'm going to tell you what it is. I'm going to tell you what it takes. Rooting, bracing, movement patterns. Like, I know this shit sucks to work on. It does. It's boring, it's lame, it's not doing a 1,000-pound squat. But if you work on all these things, it's going to build you to that 1,000-pound squat, or whatever your goal is. It's going to get you there faster and safer. And don't you all want to be like me, be old, 50 years old, and you're still pounding some weights? Like, isn't that part of the goal? It's not that destroying yourself that's not cool. That's just dumb. Like, pay attention to what you're doing. Think about this stuff long term. Strength doesn't happen overnight. And once you get it, you want to keep it. All right, this video is almost already 8 minutes. It's long enough. That's enough of me yapping. Guys, please follow this channel. Please subscribe to this channel. Please like this channel. Hit the alert button so you know when new videos are coming up. Please comment on this channel. When you guys like stuff and comment on it, like, that helps the channel grow, and it's complicated how all this junk works, but it does help. Even if you say, hey, thanks, Chad. Hey, thanks, Chad. Great video. Cool. Like, that's going to help me out to help this grow. If it grows, that's going to free me up more time, hopefully, that I can start making more videos. I would love to be able to do a couple videos a week at a minimum, to get the good information out there. Give you guys somebody you can believe and trust and follow and see results. All right, guys, I'm out. Have a great evening. Stay strong. Lift hard, but lift intelligent. Courage Barbell. I'm out.